Let's move on to this story now, which is on the go at the moment. The EFF leader, Julius Malema, is visiting the flood-stricken Mthatha area in the Eastern Cape, where over 100 people have died, while the search for more bodies continues. He's currently addressing a gathering there. Let's listen in now.
Pretending to be doing something after the facts. After more than 100 people died, the army only comes after the facts. So we want a responsive government, and the EFF is such a responsive government where if there is a disaster means there is an emergency. You can't be calling meetings and we must meet on the ground and help people on the ground, not meetings in boardrooms and talking English when children are dying. So we are going to make sure you are all of you attended to. Those yesterday, the national chair was telling me we had one family with a bereavement. There is 4 families now who want to bury their loved ones. We are going to help them as the EFF to bury those loved ones in a dignified manner so that we restore the dignity of this. There is an issue that another person was supposed to bury someone, they are refusing the burial rights. The EFF has to attend to that issue urgently. No one should be refused a burial right. If it's traditional leadership, we can take it up with him, then he will take it up with those people. If it's the police or the municipality, we will take it up with the police and the municipality to make sure that whoever needs to be buried must be buried, and no one must be denied a right to be buried in a dignified manner. So we are with you and we are going to support you. Leaders of the EFF know the leaders of the centers. Bambanani says they are not recognized as a center. They have been chased out of a church or whatever. We need to find them an alternative accommodation as soon as possible. Whether the people want to stay there or not, it is a personal choice. But we cannot have children sleeping under trees because someone is denying people access. Let's find them a wall, let's find them a church, let's find them a school. Let's go back to the same church and plead with the church that please accommodate these people while we're still looking for urgent solution. So please, all of us, let's work with the leadership of the EFF. This person who's chairing here is our provincial chairperson of the EFF. He's also in the legislature. He is a member of the legislature, so he is here to help you and to make sure that daily issues are attended to. When I leave here, I'm going to call on other people. Gift of the givers, we thank them for helping us, for helping our people. Gift of the givers is always there. But where is Motsepe Foundation? When parents are saying, we are asking for clothes for children, we only got tracksuit, one tracksuit per child. We are going to call on Motsepe to bring the toys, to bring the clothes for the children, and not only Motsepe, different kind of rich people. There is a disaster here. They cannot behave like there is no disaster here. When there was a disaster in Cape Town, in one of those expensive places, where in Naisna, where those people are not poor, they don't need anyone's money. But we saw the big companies going there, sending food, sending clothes, sending all types of things in Naisna, in the Western Cape. Why is that not happening? Because we can be blaming government. Where are our rich black brothers who must be coming in to give children clothes, to give women who are needing these centers, all of them, sanitary pads, to give them clothes, not only blankets, because we know the disaster washed away the clothes, the furniture, and the belongings of our people. Let's help them to rebuild their life. We call on the rich people, especially black people, to come in and help our people with everything necessary. We cannot be sitting here and begging for peanut butter. There should be people fighting to bring more peanut butter to come and support our people. So please, and what made me happy is that the leaders of these centers are women, are mama. Please hold it like that. You are very strong, and it is through that spirit that you will attract a lot of support. Don't be scared to talk, because you must not receive food for lying. You have to tell the truth. If they say sponsors won't come because you are telling the truth, then it means the sponsors like lies. We don't want people who want lies. So continue to speak, continue to express yourself, speak truth to power. Where there are issues, please speak to us. You can't take people to BNP. The first question you need to ask yourself is, who owns the BNP? It's the ANC people. It is the ANC leaders. It's the KST councillors who own the BNP. They go to the BNP, they pay themselves. The victims are not that many. Now we are told, government says it's 4,500. Why? They've added their relatives on the list of victims, and they want to give those things to their relatives. So we are not going to allow that. That's why there must be centers, because at the center we know each other. You can't say in this center there are 500 victims. The center would say no, but we don't have such a number. We have 200, we have 150. Who are the rest of other people? Even going into the BNPs, that was supposed to be processed through the centers to say, here are the people who have accommodated, and then this is how we're going to move them. BNP is very expensive. Per day, it's a lot of money. They should be using that money to create some temporary structures for individual families. Now they say they are taking you to BNP, but there are other BNPs where they are going themselves to go and drink alcohol there, take gas there, swim there in the name of floods. When you say, what were you paying? No, it was victims of floods, but it's not true. It was them and their friends in those BNPs. So we don't want this thing of BNPs. We want immediate intervention at the centers. From centers, we're going straight into our own places, which are fixed by our own government. So please be very strong. The EFF is here to support you, and the EFF will monitor this video that they said they took out. We want to know each and every cent. What have you done with this money? We are going to make sure that they are exposed. But the people of Eastern Cape must choose what they want. You were in a disaster now. Oscar Mabuani came here because Ramaphosa was coming. After Ramaphosa left, Oscar Mabuani took a leave. He said he's going on a holiday for 64 days. How can you, the people of Eastern Cape, allow a premier to go on a holiday for 64 days when you fought a disaster? I mean, even if I'm on holiday, once a disaster happens, when I'm in America on a holiday, I have to cut the trip and come back. Mabuyani doesn't cut a trip. He starts a trip in the middle of a disaster and leaves his own people. So you must punish them for that.
All right, that is the EFF leader, Julius Malema, speaking in Mthatha there, addressing the community following the recent flooding disaster where the death toll has risen over 100 now, addressing quite a number of points, particularly the issues around the BNBs into which people who were rendered homeless by the flooding have been put up in the last few days, and saying that questions need to be asked about who owns those particular BNBs, and also talking about the humanitarian response, and saying that he will be calling on the wealthy and business people in this country to support the community in Mthatha. And towards the end there, taking a dig at and just giving commentary on the Eastern Cape Premier, Oscar Mabuyane, and his presence or otherwise during this period.